Hi! So today I'm going to be explaining how to find your macros. Macros stands for macronutrients for those who do not know, but basically if you're trying to achieve something like losing fat, building muscle, eating the right macros or macronutrients, which I'm going to explain what they are exactly, is crucial. When I first started my journey, my biggest mistake was not paying attention to my nutrition, so it was basically eating healthy, but I wasn't paying attention to the macros I was eating. So for example, I would eat rice, chicken, veggies, and a bunch of that, but then I wasn't actually eating the right macros or the right calories to lose weight. So I was actually eating more than I needed and I was gaining weight, which got me confused. What the hell? People tell me I'm supposed to eat healthy and lose weight, but that's not how it works. The reason why people tell you to eat healthy is because healthy food supposedly has less calories, and when you eat healthy, you're supposed to eat less calories, which puts you in an energy deficit, like a calorie deficit, which I explained in my fat loss video. Go watch it. And that's how you lose weight. However, if you're eating healthy but you're not in a deficit, you're not going to lose weight. Today when I explain macros, I'm not only going to explain them for weight loss, I'm just going to explain them in general so you can use this information for goals like fat loss, muscle gain, weight gain, or body recomposition, which is fat loss and muscle gain at the same time. I have also explained what body recomposition is and how to do it, and I actually broke down the macros in that video, so if you want to go watch it, maybe I'll put the link in the description box, maybe somewhere here. Literally go grab a piece of paper and a pencil or whatever you want to write on, and then you're going to be taking notes because I'm going to explain everything step by step. And if you do want a hardcore paper version, a PDF version of all I'm going to talk about, I do offer a custom macros guide where I'm going to give you my estimate of what your macros should be, and I'm also going to give you instructions on how to adjust those macros based on how you respond to them, because my estimate is not always going to be right and you cannot truly know what your true macros are unless you try them and see if they work. First, we're going to start with explaining what macros are. So like I said, macros is just short for macronutrients, and we have 3 of them: carbs, carbohydrates, fats, and protein. So you've probably heard that carbs is what makes you fat. That's actually incorrect, and I'm going to explain and break down everything so you can see the bigger picture and actually understand why eating healthy does not guarantee losing weight. So carbs and protein both have 4 calories per gram. So if you weigh 1 gram of carbs and 1 gram of protein, they're both going to have 4 calories. Fats, on the other hand, actually has 9 calories per 1 gram. So when people say that carbs make you fat, it's not that eating carbs themselves is going to magically make you fat. It's just that if you eat too many calories from carbs and eat way more calories than you're burning, that's when you gain weight. So it's not the carbs themselves, it's the calories from the carbs. If you do the same thing, if you eat too many calories from fats and protein, you're still gonna gain weight. So the carbs are not the problem. It's just a very easy way of telling people to lose weight by cutting out carbs, cutting out the calories from carbs, instead of explaining why exactly cutting out the carbs actually works. But sometimes it doesn't, because cutting out carbs does not mean you're in a calorie deficit. Okay, now I'm going to be explaining how to find the macros for each specific goal you have. I'm going to start with fat loss because that kind of seems to be the most common one. Fat loss and weight loss are not necessarily the same. I would not use the same word. Weight loss actually means you're losing weight overall in your body, whether that's coming from fat and muscle mass. Fat loss, we want to maintain and preserve as much muscle as we can and lose most of the weight from fat. But when you're eating in a calorie deficit, it's pretty much very inevitable to lose some muscle. So in this process, we're going to minimize the muscle loss by eating more protein, which I'm going to explain later. If you're trying to lose fat, the most important factor is to be in a calorie deficit. Like I said, I did explain how this whole thing works in the video called Fat Loss and what a calorie deficit is. In this video, I'm going to explain how to find it. So if you go on Google and type in TDEE, so that's your total daily energy expenditure. That's how many calories you burn in total, and not just through exercise, like me just sitting here breathing, talking to you, just maintaining my bodily functions. That requires energy. So when I say TDEE, I'm not just saying whatever you burn through exercise. That's exercise and all the energy required to keep you alive, even when you're sleeping and doing nothing. So your body is always using energy to stay alive. It's like a car. If it wants to move, it needs gas, it needs fuel. Same thing with your body. It needs food, it needs energy. Energy comes from the 3 macros we talked about: the carbs, fat, the carbs, fat, and protein. So carbs 4 calories, fat 9 calories, protein is 4 calories. So like I said, you go on Google TDEE, and then that's going to give you an estimate of what your total daily energy expenditure is for the whole day. So you're gonna ask me like, which calculator should I use? The answer is use anyone you find, anything you find, just because like they all give you estimates and use similar equations to find them. But it's gonna come down to you to try the calories they gave you and find if it actually works. And even if it didn't work, that's fine. It's like you're doing a little science experiment, trying something, seeing if it works, and then doing the adjustments necessary to find the actual calories you need. Now, if you're trying to lose fat, the key factor here is to eat less than your TDEE, and here's why. Let's say like your body needs 2,000 calories a day just to maintain everything and stay at equilibrium. That's like how it maintains equilibrium, by 2,000 calories. That's like how many calories your body needs to survive and like do whatever you're doing during the day without gaining weight and without losing weight. That's your TDEE. If you want to lose weight, you need to eat less. That's because if you give it less energy than it needs, it's going to be forced to tap into the stored energy inside. Your body stores energy inside in the form of muscle and fat. And that's why I said weight loss and fat loss are not the same thing. If your body's forced to burn those, like the fat and muscle, it's probably going to do both. And if you want to maintain as much muscle as possible, you're going to have to up your protein intake. Now you're probably wondering, so how much should I reduce from my TDEE? So if you want to lose 1 pound per week, 1 pound of fat is worth 3,500 calories. So you're going to need to eat 500 calories less than your TDEE per day to burn 1 pound of fat per week. But here's the trick. The bigger the deficit, the harder it is to maintain and build muscle. So what I do for my coaching clients who are trying to lose weight, I would give them like around a 250 to 300 calorie deficit, because it has been shown that it's better to maintain muscle at like a smaller deficit than 500 calories per day. I would recommend the 500 calories if you really just want to accelerate the fat loss rate and really like lose as much fat as you can per week. However, if you're also trying to maintain as much muscle as possible and possibly build some more, because it's still possible to build muscle in a deficit, I would recommend you aim for a 250 to 300 calorie deficit per day, and then you eat that every day. So you're not eating 250 calories or 300 calories. You're subtracting that from your TDEE. So if my TDEE is 2,000 calories, I subtract 250, I will get 1,750 calories. That's how I lose half a pound per week, because 250 calories is half of 500 per day. Math. Once you found the calories you need, and again, these are only an estimate, you're gonna have to try them. So when you try them on week 1, be as consistent as you can. That means you track everything. You're not going on weekends. You're not snacking at night. So you're consistent with those 1,750 calories. And the reason why I say consistent is so by the end of the week, when you weigh yourself again and take measurements, you have an accurate representation of like how your body responded to those calories. So when you do a science experiment, you want to be consistent with the measurements, consistent with the method, consistent with everything, with the experiment. So when you get the data, you're like, okay, I am pretty damn sure this is an accurate representation of how my body responded to 1,750 calories. Because if you're not consistent with it, let's say like you went out on the weekends, you were going over the calories, and by the end of the week you didn't lose weight, you're gonna think, oh, 1,750 is not my deficit. Well, really, maybe it is. We're not consistent with it. Once you find those calories, it's time to find your protein. So for bodybuilding purposes, if you're really trying to lose fat and maintain as much muscle as possible, and possibly build some, because it's still possible in a deficit. Like I said, if the deficit is smaller than 500 calories, you still have potential to build some muscle. It's just going to be slower. So your protein should be 0.7 to 1 gram per pound of body weight. So you take your body weight and multiply that by 0.7 to 1 gram. And that's how you get your protein. I will have some example calculations on the screen so it can help you out. And you can like work through yours at the same time as I'm talking. So once you find the grams of protein, you have to find how many calories are in that protein. Like I said, protein has 4 calories per gram. Let's say you're supposed to get, based on your weight, you're supposed to get 120 grams protein per day. you want to find the calories. So since there's 4 calories per gram, you're going to multiply 4 by 120, and that would be 480. Yeah, 480 calories. So you're getting so out of the 1750 calories, you're getting 480 calories from protein. The next step is to find your fat. So it is recommended to get 0.5 to 1.5 gram per kilogram of fat, or like 20 to 35%. So what you can do is take your body weight and do the calculation based on the 0.5 to 1.5 grams per kilogram and find how many grams of fat. Or you can like take your 1750 calories and multiply it by 20 to 35%. That's gonna spit out how many. So if you do the 20 to 35% method, so 1,750 times 20%, whatever the 20% is, that's how many calories are coming from fat. If you want to find the grams, you divide that by 9. So we're kind of like working in the reverse of what we did with protein. That's if you use the 20 to 35% method. If you use the 0.5 to 1.5 gram per kilogram, it's gonna give you the grams, and then to find the calories, you're gonna multiply by 9. So once you have the calories from protein and the calories from fat, add them up. And then once you add the number up, you're gonna subtract it from 1750. That's gonna give you how many calories left you can dedicate to carbs. So when I say carbs, like I'm not picky with it, whatever is left after you've taken out the fat and protein, that's the carbs. And honestly, like even with the fat, I'm not that picky. So for example, if you know your protein, don't be too picky with carbs and fats. Like it can be any combination, as long as when you add up all the macros, you're still hitting your 1750 calories. And you're gonna do the same process with the carbs. Once you find how many calories you got from carbs, you divide by 4, that gives you the grams for carbs. I just walked you through how to find the macros if you want to lose fat. It's pretty much going to be the same steps for muscle gain or body recomp. However, the only difference is going to be the actual calories. So if you're trying to build muscle and you're a newbie, you do not have to bulk. Like bulking means you're going to eat more calories in a surplus, more calories than you burn in a day. The only downside is you're probably going to have some fat gain with that. If you're a newbie, you have so much potential to build muscle at maintenance calories. So once you find the TDEE, test it out and see if you're making progress on it. If not, I would recommend you start with a lean bulk. That means so many people go into like this huge surplus, like 500 calories per day. That's going to lead to so much fat gain. And like you're going to think you're like all the gains you're getting are muscle, but it's mostly going to be fat. What I would recommend is start slow, just like the deficit. Maybe start with like half of 500, so like 250 calories over your TDEE and see how it goes. When it comes to finding your protein, same thing. Use your weight to find it. And then when you figure out the carbs and fats, use the same process I explained for fat loss. For body recomposition means losing fat and building muscle at the same time. When I explain my fat loss process with my clients, I pretty much do body recomposition with them. So what I do is kind of slow down the fat loss process so I can maintain and build as much muscle as I can. So body recomposition is actually the same thing. However, when it comes to calculating the macros, there's a trick you can do. So instead of having to find your TDEE, like I said, when you find your TDEE is your BMR times your activity level. So what I do is I pick an activity level that's actually one level below your current activity level. What that's gonna do is put you in a slight deficit. Let's say, for example, you're actually active. When you multiply the BMR by the active one, which is 1.55, you're gonna get a higher number than multiplying the BMR by like a lower activity level, which is 1.375. That difference is gonna put you in a deficit. So honestly, like for body recomposition, you can either subtract 200 calories to 250 to 300 calories from TDEE, or multiply your BMR by an activity level that's one level lower than your actual activity level, and that's going to put you in a calorie deficit. Use the same steps as I explained in a fat loss one to find your protein, carbs, and fat. But again, carbs and fats can be any combination. You don't have to be picky with them, as long as all your macros add up to your calories. If this whole process sounds kind of confusing, I do offer like a PDF guide where I go over all the steps in writing and I calculate your personal macros based on your information that you're going to provide me, like your height, age, activity level, stuff like that. It's also going to come with a 17-page nutrition guide where I'm actually going to show you how to make your meals, how to shop for groceries, give you some meal ideas. It's not a meal plan, it's only a general guide to help you make meals that fit your macros. So that was the end of the video. If you enjoyed it, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe.